Hi everyone, it's T Swales. You're on tswales.com, and tonight we are watching another winter weather event unfold that will impact my area through Thursday night and a pretty good portion of the day on Friday. Let's break it down for you and give you an idea of how this is all expected to play out. And you can already see the precipitation is developing on the radar. That's something we'll come back to in a second. I think it'd be better if we started off with our satellite imagery here. And you see that little curly Q right there? Boy, that looks like the eye of the hurricane. Well, actually, that is the eye of the storm. It's energy. And so right there at 500 millibars, roughly 30,000 feet in the atmosphere, is where your storm is centered. And look at that dry air that's surging down right into the center of the actual circulation right in there. So where you're seeing those yellows and oranges, that's all a big punch of dry air. And it's right on the nose of that where you get your best lift. You can see how the clouds are starting to enhance here, and that's where our snow band is developing, and that is actually going to move from southeast to northwest around the system. And as this moves northeast, this will be the first spoke of energy. Another one is projected to develop then as we get towards Friday night, and that one should produce another one of these enhanced snow bands. This time, though, I think the core of it's going to be up here in northern Illinois, in southern Wisconsin. So 2 periods of snow associated with this disturbance. Quick view of the radars here indicates that precipitation that we talked about coming up out of Illinois and now surging back into southeastern Iowa. You know, a lot of times our weather systems go from west to east, but this one actually is backing in from the southeast, which is a sign you got a pretty good circulation there, and that would be the center of it down here in southeastern Kansas. Nothing going on there. And then that good jet producing that forcing right in this region here, which will continue to lift northward and overspread the region Friday night and much of the day then on Saturday. And as far as the National Weather Service goes, this is what they're projecting for snows on Thursday night and into Friday morning. I don't think it's too far off here. There might be some 3-inch totals, though, a little bit further to the north up into this area here, so I wouldn't be too shocked about that. Could even be some isolated 4-inch totals. Get down here around Highway 34. But the general range should be from about 1 inch up in northeastern Iowa down to, say, 4 inches in the southeastern part of the state. And the majority of that's going to fall overnight and then through the morning hours on Friday. And with that coming through here during the morning commute, you can expect to see some tough travel conditions. I always like to show you the models. This is the raw data off the model. And it's not a hard forecast. I need to stress that. These numbers, which you see here, are just this particular model's interpretation of how much moisture and where the forcing will be and what the actual amounts it thinks will take place. So we don't guarantee that. We just look at it as a guide. And everything you see over here in eastern Iowa pretty much comes with the first event, which ends on Friday afternoon or evening. Most of this snow over here in Illinois actually takes place Friday night and early on Saturday. That's that second chunk of energy that I was talking about. By the time this develops, the storm is much better organized, and there's some really good forcing in there. Might even be some convective snows, and that's where you got your 6 to 10 inch bullseye. And our high resolution models seem to be pretty much in agreement with that too. Like to look at a lot of different sources so that I can kind of get a range of what might be out there. And the thing that's really great to me right now is the consistency in the models. This is showing pretty much the same thing that the Euro did. And now we're going to go to the 12K, and same thing here. So 3 different models, really plastering north central Illinois, keeping the amounts much more manageable here from Highway 20 down to the south in Iowa, where those 2 to 4 inch amounts are anticipated. As far as advisories, this is just for Thursday night and Friday morning, and they extend from about Cedar Rapids and over to just near Clinton, then back to the southwest. There's still going to be some slick travel in all this area right in here, so I wouldn't get too caught up in that. And then by the time we get into later Friday night, I expect these are going to start going out over parts of northern Illinois, and even some winter storm warnings look like they could be issued in that area there. So we'll see how that all evolves. But this first wave of snow then does kick on out as we get through Friday afternoon, and then we'll wait for this new batch to develop in Illinois that'll actually spread back into this region and could even get into east central Iowa, something we'll have to watch for Friday night. But the bottom line is we do have more snow in the forecast. There'll be some poor traveling conditions around the area, and some good sledding is anticipated once again. So be careful on the roads. It's also going to be a heavy wet snow, so shoveling won't be a real treat. Hopefully you got a snow blower out there. But the fact of the matter is we're going to have to do some shoveling, and we'll be back throughout the day on Friday to give you more information on this developing winter storm. Have a good one, and of course, roll weather.
How many times have you done that?